Welcome everyone. In this video, we'll explore the backbone of business intelligence, mastering the date dimensions and Power BI. We'll understand why time is critical in analytics, how to design a proper date table, and how it enables powerful time intelligence calculations. No matter the industry, retail, finance, logistics, or operations, almost every business questions depend upon the time. Questions like what happened last month? How is performance changing over time? Are we growing or declining? This is why time becomes a universal access of analysis in Power BI. A common challenge in data models is granularity mismatch. For example, sales data may be recorded daily. Targets may exist only yearly. Without a proper date table, Power BI cannot correctly align these levels, leading to incorrect or misleading insights. Here we see another common issue. Sales data and inventory data. Inventory data exists as separate fact tables. When we filter by order date, inventory does not update correctly. This happens because there is no shared time dimensions connecting them. The result broken visuals and inaccurate analysis. The solution is the star schema. A central date dimension acts as the hub, while fact tables like sales and inventory connect to it. When a user filters the date table, the filter automatically propagates to all related facts, enabling clean, consistent analysis. Traditionally, date tables were created manually in Excel, but Power Query offers a better approach. Fully automated, no manual maintenance, self contained inside the model. This ensures reliability, scalability over time. At the core of Power Query's date generation is the List.Dates function. It requires three things: a start number, a number of account, and a step. Okay. So a start date, for example, it's like we have to put like any specific date. Okay, then the count is like if you want to say for a how many years you wanted, and the step it usually a one day at a time. Okay. So you will see like a start date. We are just defining it like it will set the origin. So say we have just given an example of 2014 here. So 2014, it will be the start date like January 2014, 1 and 1. That's the hash date we have to write into this format. Then count duration will be 365 into 20 years. Okay. So it's like 7,300 rows, and the duration is 1 days and 0 hours, minutes and seconds. So once we have this creates a complete gap-free date range for analysis. So Power Query initially creates a list. To use it in the Power BI, we have to convert it into a table. This step allows us to add columns, change data types, and prepare it for the modeling. One of the most critical steps in setting the correct data type, the column must be defined as date, not text. If this is skipped, time intelligence functions like same period last year YTD will fail. So from a single date column, we can derive year, month, quarter, week number. These attributes allow slicing, filtering, and trend analysis across multiple time levels. Power Query also allows us to apply business logic. For example, identify the weekdays and weekends, create working day flags. This helps compare weekday performance with weekend behavior. Next, we connect the date table to the fact tables. The field becomes the key link between sales inventory and other data sets. This establishes one-to-many relationship, the foundation of analytical modeling. Once implemented, the results are powerful. One slicer controls all the visuals, no granularity conflicts, accurate time based insights, clean scalable models. This is the backbone of professional Power BI reporting. Always remember these best practices. Mark your table as date table ensure continuous date, ensure no gaps in the timeline, and disable auto date time, because strong visual mean nothing without a strong data model underneath. So we have just gone through a theory portion. Now we'll also see a practical version where how to convert and generate this date dimension table and how to convert it. Welcome back. In this session, we'll try to create a table as of like a date dimension, and we'll see how that looks. Okay. So first we have this data here that we had already turned into the star schema that we have seen into our previous video, and now we will have a look how do we process this further. So now this has been taken into a transform data, and once I click it on, this window appears. So now basically we can have a news source from Excel or SQL Server, text, CSV web. But in this case, we'll just create a new table itself into this particular session. So I just comment here like a blank query. Okay, so you can just see here a blank query, a query tab has come, and these are like a tables one. Okay, so once I click here, I'm going to just go into advanced editor, so it gives us a big window. Okay, so as we have seen how to create the date dimension, we have to just type a formula here like list dot date list dot date. Okay, so this is the initial formula that we need to use for. So if you just hover above it, it usually show like list or dates. Like this is start as a date, then count as number and step. Okay. So and you can just see like generates a list of date values given an initial value, count, and incremental duration value. So here we'll just create this. So to uh, so basically I just have this initially written formula here. We'll just delete this. Okay. So I'm taking a date from 2018 from 1st January. So I'm just writing a date and then writing a 2018 version. Then I want it for the duration of like I want it for 10 years. So it's like 365 into 10, then it gives me like 3650 of days. So then the duration is how many like it generates the dates. Okay, so I just wanted like uh a one day per time, like it should generate it that way, like for second third that way. So once I write this query, then I just have to select on done. You can see here this query has been like generated and we have this here, but you can see here it's a list and these are tables. I want to convert this list into a table, so I'm just going to click here, and if you can see in the the left corner, there is like two tables. So once I click it, it is going to give me a table format. So this is also a table now. So I'll just rename it to say deem table, like it's a deem date, it's a dimensional thing we have. But you can just notice here one more thing. It is into a text format, it's not into a date format, and we have already understood that if should have a correct format of date, otherwise it is going to give us a error while we once we go into calculation of mtd, qtd, ytd. We'll have understanding of those into a coming video. So here I have to check change this type to date. So now you can see we already have this team date table with the correct formatting of the tables as team as a date form. So once we have this into like a year column, okay, so we can just check how we can. So I'll just duplicate this particular column, and we'll see if we can have this like into transform it into year, so it will only give us the year. However, okay, in the same way we can also I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, duplicate this column, and I'm just going to say I only want like a say a month. So only the month will be visible to me. So we can have like a different type. So depending on this, we can be able to change. See, we can also have here like a day of the week. So can just have. Okay, there was some mistake that happened. Week, day of the week, day of the name of the day. So it is going to give us like the name, whatever it is, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In this way, we can explore more things and generate different versions of this on a single date and however we want it as per a reporting purpose. Okay, so this can be done in that way. So once we have this, we only have to close and apply. So now you can see here we have this team date, and in similar way we can be able to create the relationships and everything. So hope you guys have understood this video. Thanks for watching.